Well, hello and welcome to episode 3 of the Whiskey Sour Happy Hour. I'm your host, Ed Helms, and what a privilege it is to have you here with me in my home. Here we are. I don't usually have thousands of strangers in my home. Well, who are we kidding? That's not true. Of course I do, all the time. You know me, Ed Helms, Hollywood impresario of social gatherings. Why, just last night I had a party with 1,000 people, and they were all Tom Hanks. And it was a damn good time. Lots of funny anecdotes about those movies that he did. I'm already spinning out. We're 30 seconds into the show. We got an incredible lineup for you. Tonight's show is bonkers, and you know me, I don't use that word lightly. If I say bonkers, I mean legitimately bonkers. Lots of fun, great lineup, and it's all benefiting Music Cares and Direct Relief. And now, before we really dive in, I just want to share something with you. This is obviously a really, really crazy time, and I've found a new way of looking at things, and it's really helping me out, and who knows, maybe it'll help you as well. It's called denial, and the way it works is you take all of your fear and anxiety and bad feelings, and you put them in a little box, and you just throw it away. Yeah. And they go away forever, and you just feel terrific all the time. And so, oh boy, what am I talking about? Moving right along. That's my little demented bit of self-help advice for you. But here we go. Of course, as always, I want to thank our one-man happy hour house band, Gabe Witcher. Gabe, how are you? Gabe, always so great to see you. Now, you may be wondering, how does Gabe do it? Obviously, he's a great musician and he can play all of those instruments, but how does he do it at the same time wearing 4 different outfits? It's almost as if there was a rift in the space-time continuum, and there was. Yeah, that's because we here at the Bluegrass Situation are
lords of dark magic, and we control all of the physical laws of the universe.
Now, that's a lot of power. And lucky for you, we use that power to put on a fantastic show. This lineup tonight, it is a real whopper. Tonight, you are going to see Aoife Kaplan, Caitlin Canty, and Noam Pikelny. Shakey Graves, Aoife O'Donovan, Sarah Jarosz, Jerry Douglas, and a beautiful collaboration between Rhiannon Giddens and Francesco Turrisi. Plus some comedy from our New Yorker buddy Matt Diffee, and then I will have a delightful chat with the amazing Jim Gaffigan. So a lot to look forward to, but let's not forget why we're here. We're raising money for 2 incredible organizations. The first is Music Cares. They help people out in the music business during tough times, and this COVID-19 crisis is obviously a very tough time for so many people. The other is Direct Relief, and they provide personal protective equipment and medical supplies to doctors and nurses on the front lines, and they are just filling the gaps in the supply chain all over the country, doing incredible work. So both of these organizations need your money. Hit that donate button. Just hit it like it's a morphine drip, and just crank in money throughout the whole show. Hey, without any further ado, let's get things started. The first artist tonight, he is an actor and a musician, and let's get right to it. Please welcome Ed Helms. Oh, shit, that's me. Okay, here we go. Where the soul of man never dies. peace and joy and love, and the soul of man never dies. The rose is blooming there for me, where the soul of man never dies. And I will spend eternity where the soul of man never dies. Dear friends, there will be no sad farewells, there will be no tear-dimmed eyes, where all is peace and joy and love, and the soul of man never dies. Across the foam where the soul of man never dies. It shines and lights the way to home where the soul of man never dies. Dear friends, there'll be no sad farewells, there'll be no tear-dimmed eyes, where all is peace and joy and love, and the soul of man never dies. Where all is peace and joy and love, and the soul of man never dies. Well, thanks, Ed Helms. That was great. All right, now we have such a cavalcade of incredible artists coming at you. I'm just going to kick things off with a multi-introduction. First, you're going to hear the amazing, sweet voice of Aoife Kaplan. That will be followed by two of the most wonderful human beings on earth, Canty and Noam Pikelny. And then you're going to hear from the multi-talented, badass singer-songwriter, Shakey Graves. So let's get this party started. Aoife Kaplan, kick us off.
Hey Ed, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be a part of this. I'm a huge fan of Bluegrass Situation, and this is such a great cause. So the song that I'm going to be singing is called Change on the Rise, and it's from my new EP called I'll Get By. Without the light, oh, the darkness comes. Oh, through the night, oh, the shadows will run. Oh, fend off the enemy, sing out the jubilee with all the fire we can breathe. We're singing all day and you can't tame it. High tide, low tide, you know, night time, morning time, and we're going strong, headed up, down the river. Oh Lord, I feel the reveling. I feel a change on the rise. What good's a man who's lost his soul? Can't take a stand when his flame's gone cold. Fend off the enemy, sing out the jubilee with all the fire we can breathe. We're singing all day and you can't tame me. High tide, low tide, you know, night time, morning time, and we're going strong, headed up, down the river. Oh Lord, I feel the reveling, I feel a change on the rise. I feel a change on the, I feel a change on the rise. I feel a change on the, I feel a change on the rise. Ooh. We're singing all day and you can't tame me. High tide, low tide, you know. Headed up, down the river, oh Lord, I feel the reveling, I feel a change on the rise. We're singing all day and you can't tame it. High tide, low tide, you know, night time, morning time, and we're going strong, headed up, down the river. Oh Lord, I feel the reveling, I feel a change on the rise. Thank you.
Hey, Ed. Thanks for having us on the show.
One, two,
Get up, get up. No time to rest or run for cover. Get up, get up, get up. Before the road pulls you under. Sleeping on embers, breathing in rivers. Waking up, shivering on summer's hottest night. Salt-crusted sweat dries dust deep in white lines. Dreaming that you find it in the nick of time. Get up, get up, get up. No time to rest or run for cover. Get up, get up, get up. Before the road pulls you under. Knock the breath out of your madness. Burn your photographs at the edges. Send your heart back from where you left it. Took a long way to come here. Got a long way to go. Climbing up switchbacks, walking through tall grass, color matches on summer's hottest night. Charred bark and dusty ash burned out 2 years back. Dream that you find it in the nick of time. Knock the breath out of your madness. Burn your photographs at run for cover. Get up, get up, get up before the road pulls you under.
Thanks, y'all. Cheers.
Hey Ed, it's Shakey Graves here from Austin, Texas. Got my special guest star Gwen Stefani. Just another beautiful day in quarantine, listening to my neighbor's kid play in their pool and asking myself how many more days it's going to take before I smash through the fence and get in their pool myself. But not today, because today I'm going to play you a song called Not Everything Grows. My way or the highway, born a diamond, die a spade. Yeah, my way, learn as you go. Sun might shine, but you never know. Sadly, not everything grows. My eyes open at last, blinded finally, free from my past. Oh, freedom, yeah, my, what a word. Say it proudly, never be heard. Sadly, not everything grows. My love, blind as a bat, wear it proudly, never look back. Yet tumble, grasp as you go. In the darkness, you are the glow. Now I know, now I know, now I know that everything grows. Yeah, everything grows. Everything grows. Back to you, Ed. Be safe. Be crazy.
Wow. That was so great. Thank you so much, Shakey, and Caitlin and Noam and Avi. What an incredible way to kick off the show. So great to have you guys on. Also, just a heads up, Noam Pikelny just launched his banjo instruction series on artistworks.com. So if you're interested in learning the greatest instrument in the history of the world, then definitely check that out. Also, please don't forget to donate. Your donations will be split evenly between Direct Relief and Music Cares, two incredible organizations. And now, let's check in with our own resident New Yorker cartoonist, humorist, and dear, dear buddy, Matt Diffee.
Hey there, Ed. How you doing? I hope everyone is well, having yourself a pleasant evening. So I don't know about you guys, but I've been feeling, stir crazy, cooped up. And I've been trying to just think of ways to entertain myself. I'm sure some of you can relate. I've started doing left-handed drawings. I draw with my right hand usually. There's a left-handed one. It's not too bad. I call it Apple. But that wasn't enough. I took it even further. Left-footed drawing. Yep. I put the pencil down between the toes of my left foot and cranked this bad boy out. I call it Brooklyn Skyline, Dawn, Light Rain. So when Ed mentioned that I might come back, and do a couple segments on this show, I was really excited because it's going to give me the chance to do something I've always wanted to do, but I've never done, just because it takes a lot of time, and that is animation. Yeah. So I've been working on this for 2.5, almost 3 weeks now. I didn't have it done last week, that's why I wasn't. Sorry, Ed. Anyway, it's done now, and I'm really excited to show you guys. This is my first ever short animated film. I hope you guys enjoy it. Yeah, that's all I got. It takes so long. It's just like every drawing. Anyway, there's got to be an easier way, right? Some way of doing something for this kind of a show that wouldn't take forever. Anyway, I came up with something. I think it works. I discovered like that the secret to doing animation, quick animation, is to just lower your standards. Lower your standards. See, I got a little piece of paper cut out. And anyway, that's what I've done. This simplified animation, or almost like paper puppetry, I've done a bunch of these little short segments, and I call them Diffee's Dry Goods. Diffee's because I'm Diffee. I did them. Dry because they're kind of dry, and good because they're good. Not great, but good. Right? Standards, lower them. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoy. This is the first installment of Diffee's Dry Goods.
Howdy there. Name's Hank. This here's Earl. We're cowboys and we don't say too much. Nope. We'll say what needs to be said. Damn straight. If it needs to be said, we'll say it. I ain't afraid to say nothing. No, sir. Not like some fellers now, always yapping like a little poodle dog or something. Hank, I think poodles are pretty big, actually. What? I think you mean miniature poodle, or what some folks call a toy poodle. Well, hell, I ain't no poodle expert. You calling me a poodle expert? I'll flat smack you right upside the head. Relax. Ain't nobody calling nobody nothing. That's about enough, I reckon. Yep. I reckon.
That is pretty silly. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the show. Just have yourself a pleasant evening wherever you happen to be, and give something if you can, and we'll get through this. Back to you, Ed.
Thanks, Matt Diffee. Always so good to have you on the show. And now coming up, two musicians back to back. You might know them as two-thirds of the power trio I'm With Her, or you might know them from their respective amazing solo careers. First up will be incredible singer-songwriter and generally wonderful human being, Aoife O'Donovan. She also has a brand new EP out called Bullfrogs Croon and Other Songs, so definitely check that out. And then we'll hear from the multi-talented, multi-instrumentalist, multi-Grammy-winning Sarah Jarosz, who also has a new EP dropping on June 5th called World on the Ground. So check that out then. And now, Aoife O'Donovan, please take it away.
Hey everyone, this is Aoife O'Donovan here in my living room on the Whiskey Sour Happy Hour. Thanks so much to Ed and Amy and everybody at Bluegrass Situation for having me on this series. I've got a homemade whiskey sour right there on the bench behind me, and I'll play you guys a couple songs. Here's one from my new EP. This one's called Night Fishing. Like a loneliness at ease with itself, I cast and close my eyes for the world out across the water, the line striking the surface. To settle on the bottom, then I jig it up a little. I imagine the luring of the dark. I play it lightly and fish rise just shy of the surface. They play their glints off the moon on the water. I see to my own loneliness. It's not too big and it breathes easily. Soon it may pretend it's rain. Soon it may pretend it's rain. All right. Here I am back for another song. Thanks again, Ed and Amy, for having us here on the Whiskey Sour Happy Hour. What a great cause. Hope everybody can donate and continue to support all these incredible things during this crazy time. Joining me on this song, my husband, Eric Jacobson, on the cello, my brother-in-law and housemate, Colin Jacobson, on the violin. We're going to do a song called Red and White and Blue and Gold. Red and white and blue and gold, I wanna wait for the water to touch my toes. On the beach, the 4th of July, I wanna wait for the fire to burn my eyes. Come on, sit next to me, bury my feet in the sand. There's a hole that's 12 miles deep. I dug it with my hands. Come on, lie next to me. I'll sing you sleep. There's a band on the boardwalk. You're tapping your feet. I'm too drunk to dance.
southbound train pulling out at night. Leave this jukebox joint behind. Come on, let's have one. I don't wanna go, I'm not ready to go. I'm scared of the way that my heart gets sore. Wondering if you're mine. Are you mine?
Hello there, Whiskey Sour Happy Hour viewers. Sarah Jarosz here, joined by the wonderful Jeff Picker on the bass.
Wonderful.
Wonderful, truly wonderful. We're really glad to be playing for you this evening. Thanks to Ed Helms and the Bluegrass Situation for having us. I have a brand new record coming out on June 5th called World on the Ground. And the second single just came out this past Friday. It's called Orange and Blue. And we'll play it for you now. 1, 2, 3, 4. In the shadow of a cypress tree, I stumbled in its tangled roots, surrounded by the tree's forgotten leaves. My knees were bloodied, hands were bruised, while I was down upon the muddy ground. I dug my hands into the earth. I think I found it now, and nothing else will do. A heart that burns so true, burning orange and blue. Overtaken by this fever dream, I kept digging underground, tried to figure out just what it means to find a thing that can't be found. 'Cause I think I found it now, and nothing else will do. A heart that burns so true, burning orange and blue.
and I won't ever let it go. 'Cause I think I found it now, and nothing else will do. A heart that burns so true, burning orange and blue, burning orange and blue, burning orange and blue, burning orange and blue.
Thank you very much.
Assuming, of course, that you're clapping for us. If you're not clapping for us, then we rescind the thank you.
We'll do a cover for you by one of the greats, John Hyatt. I've loved this song for many years, and we've had fun working it up over the last week or so. And we'll leave you with this. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope y'all are all sipping on something.
I didn't say we wouldn't hurt anymore. That's how you learn. You just get burned. We don't have to feel like dirt anymore. Though love's not earned, baby, it's our turn. We were always looking for true north, with our heads in the clouds, just a little off course. But I left that motor running, so if you're feeling down and out, whoa, come on, baby, drive south with the one you love. Come on, baby, drive south with the one you love. Now I'm not talking about retreating, little girl, gonna take our stand in this Chevy van. Windows open on the rest of the world, holding hands all the way to Dixieland. We've been trying to turn our lives around since we were little kids. It's been wearing us down. Don't turn away now, darling. Let's fire it up and wind it out. Whoa, come on, baby, drive south with the one you love. Come on, baby, drive south with the one you love. I heard your mama calling. I think she was just stalling. Don't know who she was talking to. Baby, me and you, we can go down with a smile on. Don't bother to pack your nylons. Just keep those pretty legs showing. It gets hot down where we're going. Better believe it, baby.
Thank y'all so much.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Sarah and Aoife, and also all those wonderful guests, Colin, Eric, and Jeff. And don't forget to donate to Music Cares and Direct Relief. And now, it's important during these weird times to keep in touch with friends and family, and I've been trying to do that myself. And now I'm going to check in with a really dear old buddy of mine who you might know from his vast array of stand-up specials. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the very hilarious Jim Gaffigan. Jim Gaffigan, ladies and gentlemen. Jim, thanks so much for jumping on the Whiskey Sour Happy Hour.
Well, I'm honored to be here. I'm a big fan of yours, and we've been friends for too long. So it's like, I'm glad we could do this. And you, of course, have better lighting than me. You know, I look like I'm in some kind of closet, which I'm essentially in this. This is the one area where there's going to be a kid that walks in, but we're okay with that.
Yeah. Well, you look, because there's no background, you look like you're in kind of a science fiction laboratory having psychological experiments done on you, which in a way, I guess, is accurate.
Right. I really feel like, or I'm in like Greenland, and there's just like, I'm in this thing. I've been up here for 6 months doing the research, and we're running low on food. So I don't know how long we can go.
But I'm still able to charge my beard trimmer, which is why you look very coiffed.
Oh, really? I think that's sweat, because there's a lot of random hairs, and that's the benefit of dark, bad lighting.
So you're holed up in your apartment in New York City with your 5 children and a wonderful wife.
Yes.
Are you getting out at all? Like, are there any tape?
Well, you know, my wife had a brain tumor a couple years ago. So, and following the surgery, she contracted pneumonia because she's weak. And so her lungs have been compromised. So we're on kind of a double secret quarantine here where
you're not messing around. It's hardcore quarantine.
We can't, you know, like if we were, you know, if I was in my 20s, I know I look like I'm in my 20s, but if I was in my 20s, I probably would be much more adventurous. I would, you know, I wouldn't go to bars or anything, but I wouldn't be, but the highlight of my day is taking the garbage out. That's me going out there.
And so you actually get outside into the air to do that?
I get outside. Well, it's in our building. Our garbage is downstairs, but I'll put on a mask. I'll put on the gloves because, and then I'll go down and, you know, who knows what could happen. One time I ran into a neighbor. That was weird. That was kind of, you know, we social distanced and chatted a little bit, and then I had to kill him, obviously. But no, it's a strange experience. You know, we are, you know, thankfully we're no longer in a small 2-bedroom, but we're in an apartment in New York City where if you open the window and someone walks by, because we're kind of street level, and they sneeze, they could kill your family. So it's great. It's it's stress-free.
Well, what about, I mean, you're an incredibly prolific comedian. You have more comedy specials than 10 other comedians combined. You're constantly writing, you're constantly cranking out material. Do you have to find a closet to rehearse? Do you write, or do you actually do it out loud? Like, what's your process?
You know, it's stand-up is not really something I'm comprehending, you know, right now, because it is such a conversation. How about that for an excuse? It's a conversation with the audience, so there's no audience, so I can't do it. But what I'm doing as a creative outlet is I'm squeezing in time. You know, I'm doing these CBS Sunday commentaries, and then we do this show every night on YouTube, 6 p.m. Eastern, where we have dinner with the Gaffigans. And what I've done is before that, I have one of my kids, usually my 10-year-old daughter, videotape me making dinner. And I've kind of had that cut up into a show called Let's Get Cooking, where I play this delusional guy who believes he's a celebrity chef. Like, he's forgotten that he was a comedian. And I'm cooking in my underwear. So it's like, it's not a struggle for me to play an insane lunatic, but YouTube is my lifeblood during this time.
That's fantastic. Is it live on YouTube, or how do we watch it?
Well, Let's Get Cooking. There's different episodes. Like there's one episode where I give an instruction, a tutorial on how to make toast. And then I have another tutorial on how to make hot dogs, another tutorial on how to make a burger, but it's all like frozen meat and frozen buns. So it's the antithesis of what you'd want a cooking show to be. And I have no knowledge. So
you don't watch it for the cooking. You watch it for the jokes.
For also the eye candy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm kind of like, oh, people are like, what's he wearing today? Do you know what I mean? So
what are you wearing right now? Are you wearing a robe?
I'm not wearing a robe. That's just kind of the vibe I have. This is a collared shirt. They have these.
It's so dark that I can't. It's so dark.
Is it dark?
It looks like you have kind of like.
Wouldn't it be great if I was in a robe? If I was just like, yeah, I'm doing all right. I consider a robe. But
look, you look great, Jim. You look fantastic.
It's that dishonesty that I look for in the front.
Well, thank you so much. It's so good to see you, and you actually look well. You looks like you're hanging in there pretty well. I'm in awe of you, and I am proud of you as your friend. You're nailing it. You're nailing it.
Oh well, thank you.
This is a tough time for everybody. Thanks so much for being on the Whiskey Sour Happy Hour, Jim, and hang in there and stay in touch.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you so much, Jim Gaffigan, for taking time to be on the show. And I hope that you will take some time to hit that donate button and send your money to Music Cares and Direct Relief. And now our next artist, this guy, he's lent his talents to over 1,500 albums. He's one of the most revered dobro players in the history of the instrument. I'm just going to say that. He has played in iconic bands like Alison Krauss and Union Station, J.D. Crowe and the New South, and he has won too many awards for us to even try to list here. But how about just pointing out 14 Grammys, right? That's a pretty good start. He is also just a delightful and hilarious gentleman. Please welcome the legendary Jerry Douglas.
Hey, Ed, how you doing, man? It's good to see you. Thanks for having me on your show, during your Whiskey Sour Music Hour. And I'm going to play a song, a Tom Waits song, if that's okay. If that's all right. You remember the year we were out in Telluride? Just before I do this, do you remember the year we were in Telluride? And it was my 25th time to be at Telluride, and they gave me a live sheep on stage. Just handed me this live sheep during the house band hour. So I think Sam Bush gave me a pair of gloves, and out walks this big old burly farmer with a live sheep, a full-grown sheep. I don't think the sheep knew where it was, but they gave it to me. And you and I had a nice conversation afterwards where you said I should have done something to the sheep. Anyway, we'll talk about that again, on the break or something. But thanks for having me on your show. And I'm going to play this little tune called My Baby's Leaving on the 219. It's a Tom Waits song. You probably know it. Okay? Everything I had in 29 flood. The barn was buried neath a mile mud. I got nothing but the whistle and the steam. My baby's leaving on the 219. Well, there's a fella that's preaching about hell and damnation. Best treated her bad, I treated her mean. My baby's leaving on the 219. I said, hey, I will remember you, hey. I don't know what to do, hey. My baby's leaving on the 219. With the water and the preacher stole the bride. I sent her out for a bottle, but when she came back inside, she didn't have my whiskey. She didn't have my gin, whiskey sour. She had a hat full of feathers and a wicked grin. I said, hey, I will remember you, hey, hey. I don't know what to do, hey, hey. I will remember you. My baby's leaving on the 219. Farther away, you forget everything you wanted to say. Was that a raindrop or a tear in your eye? Were you drying your nails or waving goodbye? I said, hey, I will remember you, hey, hey. I don't know what to do, hey, hey. I never remember, my baby's leaving on the 219. I said, hey, I will remember you, hey, hey. I don't know what to do, hey, hey. I will remember you. My baby's leaving on the 219. Much, Ed. Here's a song that I recorded with Edgar Meyer and Russ Berenberg when we were doing a record called Skip, Hop, and Wobble. And we wore gorilla suits for the album cover. It was an idea I had that didn't go well. But I took the gorilla suits back the next day after I talked Sam Bush into putting one on, and we went to the driving range to hit a bucket of balls. That went well, too. But I'll play this song for you. Thanks for having me on the show. It's been a pleasure. Hope to see you soon. I'll see you out there in Telluride sometime. But if not there, somewhere else. How about that? Good to see you, buddy. Take care. Here's the Hymn of Ordinary Motion.
All right, Jerry Douglas. Such good tunes. And also, it's worth pointing out that in addition to being a world-class musician, Jerry Douglas is one of the most hilarious human beings on the planet. I also feel obliged to point out a couple of things that I noticed in your studio there. First of all, on the wall, a very classy and inspiring portrait. I think it's Duke Ellington, maybe it's Milt Jackson, but either way, that's great. But then on your desk, there's a Chewbacca mask. Hey, I'm not judging. I'm just curious. Why the Chewbacca mask? But that's not even the craziest thing in there. There's also a rack of not one, not two, but 3 katana swords or samurai swords. I'm not a sword expert. I can't identify them, but wow. You got 3 swords in your studio in case you break the first 2 when you're attacked. You still have a third one. I didn't know you were into that. It's actually really cool. It's just very surprising. Jerry, I love you, and I can't wait to hang out when all this craziness is done. It's been way too long. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for yet another one of Diffee's Dry Goods. Desperados, why don't you come to your senses? I mean, a Vespa is just not a very practical gang vehicle, right? It's not threatening. It's not particularly fast. I don't know why I'm explaining Matt Diffee's wonderful jokes to you right now. Thank you again, Matt, for another wonderful dry good. And now, hopefully you all understand what we're doing here today. We are raising money for 2 incredible organizations. The first is Music Cares. They help out people in the music industry during hard times, and this COVID-19 crisis is an especially hard time. So they need your help. The other organization is Direct Relief. And I could tell you all about Direct Relief, but I'm not going to. And the reason is because we have with us, joining us right now, the president and CEO of Direct Relief, Thomas Teig. Thomas, hi, how are you?
I'm fine. Thanks for having me on at Helms.
Of course, it's a privilege to have you on. Now, our audience has some idea of what Direct Relief is, but break it down for us. What is it exactly?
Direct Relief is a nonprofit humanitarian health organization, and basically what we do is provide medications and supplies, vaccine, kind of medical essentials to people who need but can't afford them. We do this in all 50 states, working with nonprofit community health centers and free clinics, and in about 100 countries each year overseas. So we're the largest nonprofit provider of humanitarian medicines, vaccines, and supplies, and we're pretty low key, which is why I'm really pleased that you invited me on today. But
so you've been at this a long time, jumping in all kinds of disaster scenarios. What is it about coronavirus, that this pandemic situation, that is particularly challenging or unique?
Most emergencies are geographically isolated, like Hurricane Maria, and you can get resources from one place and bring them into where they're needed. The emergency is like simultaneously occurring everywhere. So there's this huge spike in demand for things like gloves and masks and gowns and face shields. But the supply availability, a lot of it's in China. When they blocked the exports, it got cut off. So there was a severe shortage. And then the supply chain, the logistics channels that transports material, those contracted because of the freezing up of the economy. So it's a horrible situation just for We're kind of like a distribution company in a sense. We just do it for free for health stuff. But as you said, I think the challenge was really the availability of supply. We had some in stock. We work with a lot of companies that made it available. We have been able to buy things from in both the US and initially now the flow is starting to open up from China, but it has been a mad scramble for the last 100 days since we got involved. And, but we do have the capacity to keep going, and we'll do as much as we can as long as we can.
So we're asking people to make contributions to Direct Relief. What do you tell donors? How is the money spent exactly?
No money that Direct Relief receives is spent on fundraising or me. I mean, the things that people we know don't like to pay for, and they're important. We were in a position, someone who passed away 10 or 12 years ago, gave us a chunk of money, and we used that to pay for things that we know other people don't like to pay for, like fundraising. We don't do a lot of fundraising, but what we do is not paid for by our current donors' money. So every penny that comes in gets to get put to the cause. And we think that's important, particularly for people who make contributions. I don't get paid a penny by any of the donor contributions, nor do our fundraising staff. And that's important, particularly when people are being encouraged emotionally. It can be exploited too, and we don't do that.
So finally, most of us are seeing news reports about, what it's like on the front lines, but you're interfacing with these people on a regular basis. What can you tell us about what the medical community is really up against?
So, I was put in touch with an emergency room physician who had kind of made a plea publicly on Facebook or a social channel that her hospital didn't have any PPE, and someone connected her to me. And so I just called her and I thought, look, what do you need? And here's what we have. And she's a board certified Yale trained physician working in a large emergency room in Los Angeles a few weeks ago. And I thought, okay, well, look, I'll just drive it down in a truck today. So I just went down and met her in the parking lot of the hospital. And I had never met her before, but here was this incredibly dedicated, impressive, to me, young physician who then said, well, I asked how it was going. She said, well, I'm a single mom. And I just redid my will because, I'm concerned this is a bad virus. And I'm confident, I really want to do everything I can because, single parent, but I have done my will. So, if I don't make it, I feel like I'm ready to go to work today. And I'm just thinking, someone you just meet doesn't disclose that much. So it really brought home to me that here's kind of an amazing person who's upbeat and energized, but for lack of like a less than $1 commodity, for me, it was striking how poignant it was for many people who have to face this on the front lines. It made it really serious, made me want to work harder, do more. So sorry, it was, anyway.
Amazing. Thomas Teig, you are doing incredible work, and on behalf of the world, I just want to thank you. And also, why are you talking to me right now? You have way more important things to be doing.
This is the most fun thing I'm going to do all day. So thank you. It's really an honor for me to do it. We don't roll this way with, musicians, celebrity, comedic geniuses, and all their talented friends. But believe me, this is the most fun thing I'm going to do all day today. Thank you so much for having me on.
Well, it really is a pleasure, and it's great to get the word out. Thanks for being on.
Pleasure.
Wow. So incredible and inspiring what they are up to. And ladies and gentlemen, that is where your money is going. So hit that donate button. Direct Relief needs your support. And of course, half your donation will also go to Music Cares. And now it's time for another one of Diffee's dry goods.
Let's talk about Texas, the best state in the world, at least if you ask a Texan.
Heaven's great, but it ain't Texas.
One thing's for sure, Texas is different. And so are Texans. They're tougher. They're weirder. And yeah, some of them are bigger. You reckon it might be time for a new nickname, Slim? Now, whiskey from Texas is bound to be all that and more. Is it the best in the world? Hell yeah. Damn straight. TX Whiskey, the finest bourbon and blended whiskey south of the Red River, north of the Rio Grande, east of El Paso, and west of Nacogdoches. A 5-star sipping whiskey from the Lone Star State.
I hope we can still be cousins.
All right, now, moving right along, I've got some good news and some bad news. The bad news is that we're coming to the end of another episode of the Whiskey Sour Happy Hour, and that bums me out because I'm having a great time today. This has been an incredible episode. I hope that you've had fun. I hope you've met some new musicians, and if you've seen anyone you like, dig deeper because this whole lineup is incredible. Just the coolest, most talented, and awesome artists, and they have so much work out there. So dig deeper and get to know them even more. And thanks again to all of them for being on the show. And now, the good news. The good news is that our closing act for today is amazing. She is a powerhouse in every sense of the word. She's a trained opera singer, actually went to Oberlin Conservatory. I went to Oberlin College. That makes us both OBs. And that makes her extra cool in my book. Quick little shout out to Oberlin. If you're a teenager looking for a place to go to college, go to Oberlin. It is the coolest, most passionate, curious, interested, and interesting students that you'll find anywhere in the world. Now, back to the introduction. She is a multi-talented, multi-instrumentalist, scholar, activist, actor, and just last year put out the album There Is No Other with her musical collaborator, Francesco Turrisi. And we are so proud, grateful, thrilled, honored to have them both on the show today. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Francesco Turrisi and Rhiannon Giddens.
Thanks, Ed. I'm not going to lie, this is pretty surreal. But thanks for letting me and my compatriot Francesco Turrisi be a part of this. Obviously, we are socially distancing this performance, but we really wanted to do it together, so thanks for letting us try it out. So we're going to do 2 songs for you. The first one is one that I learned a long time ago, back when I was obsessed with Kathy Mattea. I still am, but this was back in the beginning of my country love affair, and it's called Last Night I Dreamed of Loving You, and we're gonna give it a shot. Last night I dreamed of loving you. Your skin so soft, your eyes so blue. But when I woke, you were not there, and I was left alone to care. And I was left alone to love, just like the stars that shine above. They shine so high, so far away. I die for you each passing day. It cannot be, it cannot be stars. I wish I were a shining star. I'd catch your eye, I'd touch your heart, and there I'd live until I die, fall like a tear from your blue Last night I dreamed of loving you. Your skin so soft, your eyes so blue. But when I woke, you were not there, and I was left alone to care. And I was left alone to care. Last night I dreamed of loving Thanks. So this song is called Oh Death. I learned it from a recording of Bessie Jones, and it's just been, I don't know, it just seemed a thing to do right now. I've been feeling it for a while, this whole idea of mortality, and then this pandemic came in and it just brings it even closer to a lot of us who enjoy standards of living that human beings have never seen in thousands and thousands of years. So we're quite far removed from death in a lot of ways. So this is really bringing it home, in a way that I think a lot of us haven't really felt in our lives. So old folk songs have a way of dealing with that in a way that feels right. So this is a song about that. Thanks again for having us. Myself, Rhiannon Giddens, and Francesco Turrisi. And I'm going to put this in my ear so I can have my drone. Oh, death. Oh, death in the morning. Oh, death, spare me over till another year. Oh, death. Oh, death in the morning. Oh, death, spare me over till another year. Death walked into the sinner's door, said, now sinner, you got to go. The sinner looked around and began fate. All my wealth is at your command. If you just remove your cold icy hand, saying no, oh death, oh death in the morning, oh death, spare me over till another year, oh death, oh death in the morning, oh death, spare me over till another year, spare me over till another year, spare me over till another year. Thank you. Stay safe out there.
Wow. What a way to close out the show. Thank you so much, Rhiannon and Francesco, for being with us. And thanks to all of the artists who have been on the show today. If you want to learn more about them and so many other great roots music artists, then visit and follow BGS at thebluegrasssituation.com. I want to also give a very special thank you, shout out to our sponsors that are just helping us get this whole series off the ground. TX Whiskey, the Americana Music Association, and Allbirds Shoes. They're all doing really cool things during this difficult time. For example, TX Whiskey has converted their distillery in Texas from making whiskey to making hand sanitizer for FEMA. And I mean, don't get me wrong, whiskey is very important, but I think we can all agree hand sanitizer might be a little more important right now. So kudos to them for doing that. And thanks to all of our sponsors. Now, a quick reminder, this is our third episode. So if you happen to miss our first two episodes, they are still live on YouTube and elsewhere. So check them out. And more importantly, the donate buttons and links are active for the full duration of our series. So if you see the old episodes and forward them to your friends and just watch them, keep enjoying them, but also keep donating. That would be great. It's just so cool to support Music Cares and Direct Relief. Now, next week is our last episode. Yeah, it's going to be our final swan song, if you will. So we have a whopper of a lineup in store for you. You are not going to want to miss this show. We've got Valerie June, Langhorne Slim, Molly Tuttle, Roseanne Cash, Chris Thiele, and so many more. I mean, too many to list. So yeah, you're going to want to tune in for that. All right. Hope to see you next week. And in the meantime, stay well and be safe. Cheers.